Καλησπέρα σας και καλώς ήρθατε για άλλη μια φορά στο Godisadj.gr. Καλεσμένος μας σήμερα για μια αποκλειστική συνέντευξη, ο κύριος Yost. Hello, Mr. Yost. It's a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
You are one of the pioneers of electronic dance music. What is your perspective about the evolution from the beginning till these days?
I mean, a lot's changed since I started. I mean, there's good things and bad things, but you know, you have to change with the times, and if you want to continue doing this. So yeah, I mean, you know, I go through times when I'm like, you know, what's this all about? But I mean, it's good because it's I never imagined it would, you know, this music would get so big, and in that sense, it's good. So yeah, I mean, it's come a long way. So I'm excited to see what happens in the future. You know, see if it goes back underground or if it continues to rise, or what direction it's going to go in. I don't know.
Apart from a great producer, you are also a great musician. In your perspective, is it imperative for someone who is willing to become a music producer to be also an accomplished musician?
Not really, especially with the technology today. It makes it really easy to, you know, to play chords, make chord progressions, make beats, and arrange everything. I think the most important thing is having a good ear and knowing what you know, what you want to make and the direction you want to go in with the music.
Your first album was One Starry Night in 1998. It was a great album, totally a deep house classic. After all these years, you keep producing top-notch tracks. How difficult is it for a producer to maintain himself in a high level?
I mean, it's difficult because you know, as an artist, you can continually want to change and try different things, but it's really important not to lose your fan base that you have. So you have to kind of like find a middle ground where you're able to create and go forward with your ideals, but not losing your support. So it's that part's really difficult because you know, it's very important, especially the people from the beginning that's been behind me. So that's the most difficult part, I think.
At the time, it seems like you have tried to express yourself through a different approach, a new sound. To me, to be an established artist and try and go through a different way seems very risky. How do you manage to maintain, you know, a balance between your old sound and your new sound?
I guess that's kind of like the last question. It's hard because, you know, like I said, as an artist, you want to grow and you want to try different things, but you know, you really don't want to lose the fans that you had that got you to where you are, and you want to continue. It's difficult because you have like a, you know, like the generation from One Starry Night is older now, like my age, you know, and you know, you continually have to like get that younger generation, and like, you know, that's why I really respect all these guys that's been doing it for so long, because they continually attract a huge age base of people, like a younger generation that follows them forever, you know. So it's tricky. So you really have to you know, try to do what you want, but you also, you know, for me, it's important to not leave anybody behind that supported me to get me here.
Okay. Live and improvised. This is your definition of what you do when you're on decks. It's like creating music on the spot and allowing all the audience to be part of it, yeah, somehow. Tell us some things about this unique, you know, combination between creating music and partying at the same time.
It's a challenge because you know, I'm doing so many things. I basically have a template on my computer, working live, and I look at everything as like, you know, if I was a painter and these are all my colors. So I try to have as much colors as I can and brushes, yes, to be able to do whatever I want, but it's hard because you have to control the sound, you have to control the technology, the technical side of things, and then you have to be creative too, and follow the crowd and
the vibes.
Yeah, and it's always a different environment, so it's a challenge, but I think it's something more that I can give to the people than just DJing. Something special, it's a one-time experience that they can experience with me. So it's definitely frustrating at sometimes and challenging, but it's worth it, I think. So.
At the moment, you live here in Athens, in Greece. I know you have visited our country a lot of times. How does it feel being in Greece, living here?
It's nice. I needed a base in Europe because most of my gigs are in Europe, and Athens is definitely like a second home to me. I've been coming here since I guess 2000, and ever since I've started coming here, I've always felt at home. I felt the people are very warm, very supportive of my music, and I can go on and on, list of things I like about being here. But I think it's good for me to be in this environment with the weather and the people and the food and the sun.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to be here.
The reason of you moving here in Greece is your residency in STEAM Athens. How did this collaboration happen?
Well, I wouldn't say it's the main reason. It was definitely a nice incentive to come here at this time because having a residency every 2 weeks. But my agent was in contact with them and then arranged everything and thought it was a good idea. It's a difficult night. It's a Thursday night that they normally don't do, so it was like a building thing for them to try to build the night up. So slowly it's gotten better and better, and it's sadly summer's coming, so I don't know how long. I don't know when they close for the summer. But last week I did the live thing, and it was an amazing night. So
yeah, I heard it was a blast.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Creating music is not as difficult as it used to be like 20 years ago, due to the evolution of technology. In your point of view, does this have a good effect on the upcoming producers and the people who are now on the starting point of creating music and producing, or does this situation hide some traps in a way?
First of all, it's so much fun to be able to create something. But it really depends on the individual and what they want to do. If they want to create something very personal, very artistic, the technology's there to really help. But then it's also really easy for someone that just wants to push some buttons and make something that sounds decent.
Yes.
But the options are there for what you want to do. There's definitely a lot of music that I don't really. I don't want to say I don't like, but it doesn't really do much for me. It's very copy and paste, and you can just tell there's no soul into it, no feeling.
Control.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but for other people, that's great music. They love that,
Okay.
But there's also a lot of talented people out there that's doing, that's using the technology to its most ability and making some incredible stuff. So, I think there's two spectrums there, and. There's so many people doing it now. The only thing that's sad is there's a lot of talented people that really put everything into it, and there's so many people doing it now that it's hard for everyone to get noticed or the respect they deserve. So I think that's the big problem with it being so easy to make this music now.
Mr. Kevin Yost, thank you so much for this interview. We wish you all the best in an already successful career.
Thank you so much for having me.